This is a crochet classic. It's the puff stitch. You can work it all together like I did here in the square, or it's often used in specific spots throughout a pattern or combined with other stitches for a little extra fun. In this tutorial, I'll show you the puff stitch first, and then we will get to the full stitch pattern. Yarn over, into your hook, into a stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. We're going to do that 3 more times. Yarn over, into your hook, into a stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, into a stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. One more time. Yarn over, into your hook, into a stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. I have 9 loops on my hook. Yarn over and pull through all 9 loops. And chain 1 to lock that stitch. To get started, chain any even number. For row 1, starting in the second chain from hook, we're going to single crochet across. So we're working a single crochet into the second chain from hook, and then we're going to work a single crochet into the next chain, and so on and so forth, just single crocheting into each and every chain until you reach the end of your chain. When you reach the end of the chain, chain 3 and turn. So row 2 is where we're going to get into the puff stitches. Yarn over, into your hook into the second stitch in your row, yarn over, pull through loop. Now you should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, into your hook, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Now you should have 5 loops on your hook. Now you're going to yarn over, into your hook, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Now you should have 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over again, into your hook, back into that same stitch again, yarn over, pull through loop. Now you should have 9 loops on your hook. And after you have 9 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull through all 9 of those loops. And then this last step is important. Chain 1, and that locks your stitch. So that is a puff stitch. We're going to do it again. So in this pattern, we're going to skip the next stitch, and in the following stitch, we're going to work another puff stitch. So yarn over, into your hook, into that stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through loop. So we did that 4 times. Now we should have 9 loops on our hook. So after you've done it 4 times and you have 9 loops on your hook, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 9 loops. And then chain 1 to lock that in place. So let's do it again. Skip a stitch, and in the following stitch, yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. So now we have done that 3 times, and we have 7 loops on our hook. One more time, yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. So now we have 9 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, chain 1 to lock. So just repeat that all the way across the row. When you reach the end of the row, you should have 3 stitches left. Skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch, we're going to work a puff stitch. So yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, into your hook, yarn over, pull through loop. Yarn over, pull through all 9 of your loops, and chain 1 to lock. Okay, so that was our last puff stitch of the row. Now we have 1 stitch remaining, and we're going to work a double crochet into that stitch. And then you can chain 1 and turn. So row 3 is going to be super easy. It's all single crochets. So starting in that first stitch, you're going to work a single crochet. And then we're just going to single crochet into each and every stitch all the way across. So where we did the chain 1 to lock, you also want to single crochet. into those stitches. So just single crochet into each and every stitch until you reach the end of this row. And this pattern is really easy. It's a 2-row repeat. So you'll just be repeating row 2, the row with the puff stitches, and row 3 until your project reaches your desired length. So when you reach the end of the row, you're going to single crochet into that last stitch. Do not single crochet into the turning chain, and then chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and that brings us back to repeating row 2, which is the row with the puff stitches. So again, in the second stitch, start working your first puff stitch. Let me know in the comments what you plan to make with this stitch. I love to hear what you guys are working on. If you enjoy learning crochet stitches like this, you should check out my pattern for the In My Feelings throw. This is a crochet sampler pattern. So within the pattern for the throw, it contains 20 different stitch patterns. And the idea is to crochet a square, which is a stitch pattern, for every feeling that you have throughout, say, a year. So you can learn some new crochet stitches and do some self-reflection at the same time. And just for you, I'll throw in the discount code FEELINGS30 so you can get 30% off this pattern in my Etsy shop. And the shop name is Modern Made Shop. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram for bite-sized crochet and knitting content. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.